Welcome to Your Time to Thrive with personal fitness coach Jason Stevenson.
Hi, friends. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the Your Time to Thrive podcast. My name is Jason. I'm your host today, and today we're talking about establishing your baseline. This is something that a lot of my clients, whether they're current or past or future, actually, clients talk to me about all the time. What they should be doing on a regular basis, how not to fall back into bad habits, and how to create good, repeatable, maintainable habits. Today, we're going to enjoy the amazing company of a fantastic friend of mine, wonderful producer, compatriot, amazing podcast producer. He's one of my favorite people on the planet, Mr. Benjamin Barber.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back, Ben. I feel like we haven't done this in forever, man.
How long has it been?
I think we've been in almost a month now, actually.
Really? I thought it was like 2 weeks. I thought it was like 2 weeks ago. No, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. Right. Yeah, no, it's been at least 3 weeks since we did this.
Probably more, because it was the week that I was on vacation. Did we do a week after vacation?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it hasn't been that long.
I think we did. I don't know.
It's not that we're taking the summer off. We're both working our butts off.
Yeah. How have you been?
Busy, but well. No complaints. How about yourself?
Same. Busy but well. Several complaints, but who would care? I'm kidding.
Listen, you know that.
No, good.
We could just do a whole podcast where we both bitch, right? Like, we could just do a podcast, because I always say that. Like, I always say the same thing. Like, no complaints, but who listens?
Yeah.
Or nobody's going to listen to you, bitch.
Right.
Maybe that could be a podcast. We just have people come on and bitch.
I think that'd be great.
Just go, okay. Thank you for bitching. It was good to hear from you. Have a great day.
Yeah. I think that would be wonderful. The complaint show.
The problem is, I don't like would people listen? Like, do you think that like a train wreck concept, like how people have to watch the car crash?
Who cares, man? Who cares? It's for us. It's for
Can't
us.
argue with that.
Meg says I'm in. Meg says I'm in.
It doesn't surprise me.
Thanks, Meg. So
right, always a supporter.
You would need to advertise first. Thank you, Dana.
Yeah, but how would we advertise that, right? Like, this is the bitch fest. Like,
honestly,
what do you call it?
I kind of think that this episode should just be that then, because my goal for today, my mission for today was that like, you should just start doing stuff when you think that you should do them. I don't think that this necessarily applies, but like, you should just start doing things when you think you want to do them, instead of setting an arbitrary date in the future. So, I mean,
I agree with that.
You know, let's do the complaint show today. I'm kidding. I don't really want to. I don't have that much to complain about.
The challenge in that, like, because we've talked about that, right? Like, don't wait till Monday.
Yep.
Like, don't start next week, right? I'm going to start my diet after this weekend. I'm going to start a workout plan January 1st. You know, like we've talked about it. Like, just get up and do it. There has to be a filter there, because I got to be honest with you. I've had the urge to slap people in my life. You know, I've had the urge to, like,
don't do that.
That's what I mean, though. So there has to be like a filter somewhere where we don't just yes man everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to have some common sense in there too. So there can definitely be a check and balance. But I agree with you as far as applying habits or implementing strategies or implementing new systems or taking on new challenges. Don't put it off.
Here's an example from me from today. Allie went and got Junkin' Java for everybody, which is like the best morning that we have every week or couple weeks or so. And like, I really wanted a sandwich. Like, Like, I've wanted one of their sandwiches for a few weeks because we haven't done it in like a month. And especially, like, they have this sandwich on like a cheddar chive biscuit. That's like the best. It's the best breakfast sandwich. But instead, I got, and it's empty now, but I got a protein shake with blueberries and peanut butter and oats and banana.
Oh.
And it was
buddy.
so good. It was so good. But she had like, I had just like thought about it and wrote down, like, I'm starting today. I don't care. I'm not waiting till like September 1st. I'm not waiting till next Monday. Like, I'm just going to start doing the things that I want to do now. And then she was like, hey, I'm going to go get Java while I'm out. And I was like, all right, cool. This is what I'm doing, you know? And I'm glad I went with it.
Good.
And same thing, like getting out and going for the walk early this morning, making sure that I meditated, making sure that I, journaled and did all of the stuff that I need to do.
Yeah,
and some other stuff, some like work stuff that I've been putting off that I'm excited about.
Huge.
Anyway,
right?
What are we talking about today?
Whatever you want to.
What?
No. Establish a baseline, which is different for everybody, right? People ask, so this came out because oftentimes in conversations, people ask me what you do. Like, they say, Jay, what do you do? Like, what do you eat for dinner? Because I always ask people like what they had to eat most recently because of blood sugar concerns for my training clients, and also what they had for dinner the night before, because it's an ongoing conversation about their food. So it's always a response like, so what'd you eat? Or if we're talking about establishing habits, I'll say, you can go do this, or 5 minutes counts better than nothing, right? And people always respond by saying, what do you do? So this is one of those things that is a constantly evolving process, right? But our goal is to create repeatable, maintainable habits. We need to have a baseline. You need to have a fallback. Whether you're getting out of vacation, we're coming out of summer, we're going into fall, people's schedules change, we're changing logistically where we work out. Maybe we eat differently in the summertime because we're going out a little bit more, or there's more summer barbecues. We're not following our own food prep plans. Whatever it is that takes you off of a normal plan, or whatever diet you got off of, or whatever workout regimen you followed, whether it's a 30, 60, 90-day plan, whatever your next step is, should be a baseline established by that previous plan. And if you didn't get a baseline from that previous plan, then you need a baseline. And simply put, a baseline is like your basic essentials. Like for human needs, you need to drink water, you need to eat nutrients, and you need to sleep. That's it. Now, we found out psychologically we need social interaction. It's not good for us to be isolated, but we need we need to have baselines. And unfortunately, most people don't. They don't have a base set of like, I at least do this every week for my fitness. I at least eat this every day for my food. I at least drink this on my water, right? And that's the basics. If you get that, then you can build from that. If you don't have that, then don't bother with anything else. Because people come to me with diet plans all the time. What do you think of this one? Or what do you think of that? Or I'm going to drink this shake for the next 30 days. Great. But you got to have an established baseline from that. Are you going to keep drinking shakes every day for the rest of your life? Like, is that going to be a baseline for you? Or is it going to be part of your process that you evolve in and out of, right? You want to establish a baseline. Like for you, that walking has become something that was not a baseline. It was not a standard for you. It wasn't a guarantee every week, but you set that up. Now, when you first started that, how long were you walking for?
I wasn't. So when I first started it, I took a football right here and I threw it to the other end of the yard, and I went and grabbed it and came back and tried to do that like 20 30 times. Then, after a couple weeks of that, I started walking around the circumference of the yard. Is that the right word? Yeah. I started to walk around the perimeter of the yard and do laps. And then I did that for a couple weeks. And then I started walking on the road. And I walked to the little cul-de-sac at the end and back. And then 2 laps around that. And then I went for the 2-mile walk. Yeah.
And I know, because I know what you do, that last week was a crazy week for you. Were you able to keep that habit during that crazy week?
No.
So how did you reset? Where are you now?
So Monday morning, I slept in a little bit. I got up and I went out and walked and did the thing that I needed to do. And then Tuesday, I got up and I walked and I went and did the thing that I needed to do. And then today, I got up and I walked and I did the thing that I needed to do. That's and I mean, I got the same amount of steps in every day during the busy week. But
really? I'm so surprised to hear that.
Yeah, but ironically, speaking of that, I just wanted to say for you, my baseline is so much different than what it was because I was at the Washington County Fair for 7 days. The fair is 5 days. I was there for 7 days, walking around the entire fair with like this thing and a backpack and this and tons of equipment and it was hot. It was my Fitbit registered like I didn't get credit for walks because it wasn't like there was a lot of stopping.
Yeah.
But my heart rate was like in like it was like, hey, you reached 120 minutes of cardio today. We didn't log any exercise for you, but you reached 120 minutes of cardio. And but anyway, in 2019, I did a similar thing for Fall Fest at Mesquamaket for 1 day. And it was like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in the afternoon, and then 2 hours at night filming a concert. And I couldn't move for the next week. Like the walk back to the car that night was like really rough. Like I didn't think my legs were gonna make it. And then it was like physically hard to move every day after that for like at least 3 or 4 days. And that was for like 4 hours worth of walking around a festival. And then this past week I did it for 7 days and not once so my anxiety got the better of me a few times because of the heat and because of the pandemic and because of my own anxiety. So like my anxiety got to me and I was tired in that way, but I was never once physically tired the entire time.
Oh,
which is insane, right?
Why?
I don't know. Like I never once felt like my arms were never tired from carrying the camera around. My legs were never tired from all the walking. It was completely fine.
That's awesome.
And I've walked like 5 or 6 miles the next 3 days. So,
Ben, so fucking awesome, man.
Thanks, dude.
Dude, you've done that. And simply by getting your ass out of bed and going for those walks every day. So fucking awesome, man. I'm so proud of you.
I established a baseline.
Well, you established some great repeatable, maintainable habits. You established a goal for yourself that you were going to move more. And the best part of that, and this is one of the reasons I love these kind of things, because you weren't doing it so that you could do the fair.
No.
Right? You didn't do it so you could say what you just said to me, that doing the fair didn't kill you. Right?
Nope.
But that result came of that effort.
Right.
which is so worth it. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'll bet you actually enjoyed the fair too a little bit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
had a good time. Like,
Yeah.
still had a good time. Weren't like beaten up by having to like, oh, I got to go over to the tractor pulls now, you know?
No, not at all. It was
What
very
was the
nice.
best? Did you eat at the fair at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
What was the
just-
best thing you had?
So I had to have a corn dog because I hyped it up for years. So I didn't have a ton of food at the fair because it was like 95 degrees every day, and I was concerned about like my health and well-being, so I was like constantly chugging water, and trying to eat as healthy as I could. But I ate a corn dog. The second that I walked into the fair, they handed me this booth, stopped me. They were like, Ben, we're selling these stuffed waffles this year. Here is a bacon, egg, and cheese stuffed waffle sandwich. I need you to, with like a little dipping cup of syrup. I need you to eat this and then tell the people watching how good it is. And I was like, well, all right.
Fine.
And I was, I'm going to eat half of this and I'm going to throw the rest away. But it was so good. It was so good. And yeah. So that was the first thing that I ate, and then I didn't eat anything again for a couple days until I had the corn dog on camera. And then another day I stopped and I went to the fair to drop something off and pick something up, and I went over and I got corn dogs and I brought them home for the family so that they could all have them. And then I also had like an Italian grinder from the Pomona Kitchen, because it was the healthiest thing I could find at the fair, and I had a cheeseburger one day, and I had a milkshake because I wanted to promote the ice cream booth. So I ordered a vanilla milkshake and I filmed them making it, and then I drank a little bit of it, and I was like, I'm gonna die if I drink this entire milkshake, so I threw the rest away. But so I do feel bad about wasting a bit of food, but
It sounds like you had a great time, man.
It was all awesome. I also had a cookie. I had a giant peanut butter cookie from the general store. It was a good time.
Yeah. And
it was a good time. And then this week I'm like, ooh, all right, so grilled chicken, spinach, and protein shakes.
Which is the point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many people have you heard that like they had like a shitty week and then they just keep going with it? Or like I ate like shit last night and then they don't reset the next day. Right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things is to surprise people with what I actually eat on a regular basis, because if I go out to eat with them, they all wait for me to order because they want to know what the trainer's going to order. And 9 times out of 10, I just order whatever I want, because if I know I'm going out to dinner, then I've eaten stupid clean all day. You know, I've set up myself so that I can order what I want to for dinner, having eaten clean and knowing I was going to. But that's because for me, a base system for my nutritional intake is to be conscious of my food intake as a whole for the day. I know if I need my vegetables, I know I need my fruit. I know if I haven't had a lot of vegetables or fruit so far, that this meal definitely has lots of fruits and vegetables. I know if I had like, say I had a sandwich or something for lunch, then I'm definitely not eating a starchy carb for dinner. You know, but and it's not because I'm counting calories. It's not because I'm counting macros. It's because I know for my body how I'm going to feel the next day if I overload. You know, and I'm also not going to miss out too. Just like you said, you go to the fair once a year, you're going to get a corn dog, right? Get the fucking corn dog. Just
I hadn't had one since I was 18.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like 15 years or more.
And how good was that corn dog?
It was so good. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous how good it was.
Because you earned it, man. Because it's not a standard nutritional intake for you. When you actually got it, you enjoyed it.
Right.
We talk about that quality over quantity thing. That's the same scenario, right? Like, I'm going to eat quality as much as possible so that I really enjoy it. So that standard of what you're getting in on a regular basis nutritionally is what your body needs. We get so stuck in these plans, I'm going to eat vegetarian, or I'm going to eat paleo, or I'm going to go carb free. I'm going to do Atkins, or whatever the fad diet that you think is going to work. The truth is, any diet will work if you keep consistency. But the problem is, we get stuck in a plan that doesn't establish something that we can maintain and continue once we've stopped doing that plan for whatever the set period of time it is. So wherever you are listening right now, whether you're listening to us live, which we appreciate, or if you're listening to us record in same scenario, we still appreciate you. Think about what you're currently doing for your nutrition plan. How are you approaching your nutrition? Are you thinking of yourself as a machine that needs a specific set of nutrients in a specific amount on a regular basis to be able to function properly and to live a healthy quality of life? Then you have baselines, and just by looking at your food for the day, look at your food for the week and establish that. If you know that you ate shitty yesterday at any point, whether it was your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks, you don't have wiggle today. Don't make excuses multiple times. We get stuck with that in this country so fast. Like, I earned this beer. I earned this glass of wine. I earned these French fries. I had a long day today. I'm ordering a cheeseburger. What? What? So you had a tough day. So now you're going to beat yourself up and actually poison your system with food that's not good for you because it hormonally and chemically responds in your body like a drug, and you think it makes you feel better. That's not a way to establish a good system for your body to move forward. That's not a way of rewarding your body for good behavior or punishing it for bad behavior. You're actually creating harder steps and harder habits to get out of. Our goal is to establish a track that's easy to stay in. We all have tire tracks that we follow. Like, if you're going through the woods, that old saying, like, don't follow the path that's most followed, and you want to create your own path in this world. It's a great concept, but the concept needs to be what works best for your body. And what works best for your body is not overloading it with sugars, not overloading it with fats, not overloading it with excess calories. What works best for your body is taking your consideration into a whole as what you're eating on a regular basis and having a standard base for, this is nutritious, this is healthy, this helps me get further in my goals. Most importantly, this doesn't hold me back, right? And that would be my suggestion. Without going into details about your calorie needs, without going into details with your nutrient needs, without going into detail with what you're currently eating even, just think about what helps you move forward, what keeps you still, and what holds you back with your food. You want more of what moves you forward, a little bit of what keeps you still, and as little as possible of the stuff that holds you back. Right? Get moving with what you're trying to achieve with your food. And then you can go out and enjoy that ice cream. You can have that corn dog. You can have the French fries. But if it's a standard that we eat French fries on a weekly basis, that's a shitty baseline. Yes. If it's a standard that you eat fast food on a regular basis, if it's weekly, once a week, that's regular. That's a bad baseline. You need baselines with your nutrition that help you build the body you deserve, that help you get further, that aren't going to hold you back. In a world where you can only control your choices, you have a greater chance of getting cancer from your food than you do of anything else in this world right now. You have a greater chance of dying based on your food and your fitness habits than you do of getting hit by a car, than you do of dying of COVID, than you do of getting eaten by a shark, by getting hit by lightning. I mean, you talk about the pandemic in this country, it's our food and our fitness. And no professionals are talking about this out there right now. And we've got a resurgence of COVID because we're not focused on taking care of yourself. Get your vitamin D. If you're not getting outside enough, get your supplements. Move your body and eat food that actually feeds your body and doesn't feed your emotions, because that's going to give you long-term success and long-term quality of life. And if you get hit by a car in life, you can't fucking change that anyway. But what you can do is create the habits that keep you healthy and strong, and you might be able to jump out of the way of the fucking car. Now, I hate to go out on a rant like that, but I've been frustrated with this because we have public health officials saying, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, get a vaccine, don't get a vaccine, stay inside, don't go inside. Like, there's all these people talking about stuff that may or may not help. The truth is, what helps is you being strong as a person, you being healthy as a person, you taking personal responsibility for your immune system and your health. And the only way you can do that is to move your body, base minimum, move your body every day. 10 sun salutations. And if you don't know what that is, get on my website and I'll send you a link. 10 sun salutations is a yoga practice. It takes you 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You can start by walking back and forth across your yard, just like Ben did. And that created a habit. That was the base minimum. I'm going to get out, I'm going to move, I'm going to do this. And now look at you. It feels not right to get up and walk, doesn't it?
Yes. Yep.
I thought that was almost a double negative, but thank you for following. I'll bet it doesn't feel normal if you don't get up and start your day with a walk, does it?
It definitely does not feel normal.
Right? Which is an awesome standard. I'm going to get up and walk, even if it's just a busy day and I only walk for 5 minutes. Or I'm not going to start my day, but I'm walking today. I'm going to make time. I'm going to find time today to walk at some point. Because remember, it makes sense. If it's easy, it's sanity included, to get up and do it at the same time every single day, to have a fitness habit you can maintain and still work out right after work. Work out as soon as you get out of bed. Work out at your lunch break, whatever makes sense in your day. But it also has to be consistent. So don't sacrifice the same time if it's not consistent. Like, if you can't work out after work, you can still get your ass up a little bit early. You can still work out after dinner. You can still do something. And if it's just 5 minutes, check the box and move on. Start tomorrow again. You got to move, people. You got to take care of yourself. Stop eating shit. Start moving your body more. Because you don't know who's an asshole out there and is going to cough on you in the supermarket. You only have a choice to control your own immune system and control your own activity level. And the best thing you can have is a good, strong cardiovascular system and a good, nutritious meal plan. That's it. It's not that hard. Now, if you fall off, you went on vacation, got off the habit, took a break, relaxed, good. You earned it. Get your ass up tomorrow. Got to start over. And if you are sitting out there right now, whether you're live or you record it, and you feel like you're off your habit a little bit, shoot me a message, thrivetrainingteam.com. Shoot me a message and I'll help you establish some baselines. But at the very least, start small. I'm going to get up and move tomorrow. I'm going to go for a walk for 5 minutes. I'm going to get up and I'm going to eat some vegetables tomorrow. Right, back? It's not hard to reestablish a habit. Look at Ben throwing up a sun salutation right here. If you're watching, record it. Hit record. If you're watching live, save this video. This is the easiest way to move your entire body. You do 10 of these, takes less than 5 minutes to start your day. Step up, roll up, breathe. That's it. It's not complicated, folks. You don't need equipment. You don't need a gym. You don't need me. You just need to move. Now, there are people like me out there to help. And if you don't have the help, reach out and get the help. But the trick is to not complicate it. There is no magic pill. There is no magic diet. There is no magic workout. The best diet is the one that you can keep doing. The best workout plan is the one that you can keep doing. You notice a trend?
You're on fire today.
We haven't done this in a little while. I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks. But I'm also frustrated. Let's be honest. How many fucking politicians have we voted into office that haven't come out and said, hey, folks, by the way, if you eat smarter, you're not going to die as quickly? Like last year, we shut down half the country, but McDonald's stayed open. It was an essential business. Are you fucking kidding me? That's how you know you live in America. That McDonald's is labeled as an essential business. That's ridiculous. And I'm not knocking McDonald's as a corporation. I'm not knocking McDonald's as an option for people that don't know better or don't think it's better. Or I'm not knocking McDonald's for people that have a job. That's great. I agree that they need the work. We need people working. We need options out there for people that don't know any better. But if you think McDonald's is a good option for food, you need to call me because I can help send you lots more information out there and show you that it's not real food. Convenience is killing us, folks. There are countries around this world that are dealing with the same problems we're dealing with COVID. Because guess what? This isn't a conspiracy. This isn't our government. Nobody's trying to suppress you. This is just real shit. This is an airborne virus. It's a respiratory virus, and the entire world is trying to deal with it. And there are countries out there that have figured it out. There are countries out there that are not stuffing their ICUs right now with people dying of COVID because they're talking to their people, because their country is actually founded on taking care of themselves, having a quality of life, eating smart, not eating fast food every day. You can't expect your government to take care of you. You can't expect anybody else to take care of you. The only thing you can do is take care of yourself. And eat smart. Eat real food. Vegetables, colors, fruits, meat, wherever you get your protein source from. Less starchy carbs. Food. And get out and walk. Trust me. Ben and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Choose your hard. People tell me all the time, I don't like to sweat. Tough. You got to sweat. You got to move. It's good for you. I don't like to exercise. I don't like to run on the treadmill. I don't like to run. I don't like to do cardio. I don't like to do heavy weights. Well, guess what? You also don't like to sit on a ventilator in a hospital having somebody feed you with a feeding tube. That's a lot fucking harder. Get up and walk. Get up and exercise. You choose your hard. It's hard to cook compared to going and buying food. I know. I cook every night. Most nights. We go out to eat occasionally. It's worth it. But I cook the rest of the day if I do, because then I control my food intake. I know it's hard because I cook, I prep, I garden. It's hard to garden. But if I go out and pick a salad and come up and cut up all those vegetables and grill some chicken or cook some fish, that's worth the time and energy. Half an hour, 45 minutes is a lot harder than actually just ordering it and having that shit delivered. I would love to sit at home and have food delivered to me all the time. But I know how I feel when I eat the food that I cook, when I eat the food that I grow. There's a difference, people, and you deserve to feel better. Like, how good was that shake this morning compared to that corn dog last week, right?
Yeah, the shake was a lot better. I mean, the corn dog was great, but I felt like garbage immediately after.
Yeah. And the shakes you can make. I mean, it's definitely easier to have somebody make it for you.
We have stuff to make protein shakes all the time. But
right. I tell people that all the time when they're like, "Oh, I got this shake somewhere." I'm like, "Oh, you paid $14 for something that cost that person $1.50."
Yes. It was $7. It was $7. But I understand your point.
Yeah, and for that $7, you could buy those ingredients, right? Buy a bunch of bananas, buy a jug of peanut butter, buy a pint of blueberries.
Yeah.
Right? And then it shakes for the month. Or shakes at least for the week.
Absolutely. But it was very good.
Baselines, folks. Whatever it is for you, it means starting with a basic system of exercise and nutrition. And we haven't talked about this yet, but I'll throw it in at the end here. It's your balance. It's your rest. It's your R&R. It's your downtime. It's your meditation, whatever it is. But at the very least, set up repeatable, maintainable habits where you're moving your ass for at least 5 minutes a day. We're looking for 30 minutes. That's our goal. But 5 minutes is a base. At least move every day. At least eat some fruits and vegetables every day. At least cook a meal every day. Whatever you do, wherever you are. We're not talking about creating huge habits that you can't keep. We're not talking about expensive gym memberships or expensive equipment. We're not talking about expensive personal trainers. We're talking about what's good for your body. And think of it this way. If you were trying to teach a child how to be a better human being, you would start with the basics. You would say, get up, eat some fruits and vegetables, go run around outside, make sure you brush your teeth, and get to bed early. That's it, folks. That's all we're talking about. But if you can't look back on the last year of your life and say, yeah, I have a standard for my life, I have a standard for my quality of life, then you deserve better. And if you can't figure that out for yourself, shoot me a message, thrivetrainingteam.com. I'm here to help. And if you can't message me because you don't want to, then don't. That's okay. There are plenty of people out there like me that are willing to help. Ask for help. Otherwise, get out there, folks. Move your ass. Eat something good for you. And thanks for listening. Whether you're listening to us live or we're recorded, I really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of your health and fitness and to be a part of your day. Thank you. If you ever have any questions related to your health and fitness, or frankly anything else, just shoot me a message on the website. I'm here to help. Have a great and healthy day, folks. We'll talk to you soon.
For more information, tips, and workouts of the day, check out thrivetrainingteam.com.